Hey guys, so I was having dinner, farewell dinner for one of my interns, and she's actually from Yale-NUS, right? And she's the last batch of Yale-NUS. For those who are not following the news, there's a big hoo-ha about suddenly they were just, from top down, they just kind of like gave an announcement to say that, guys, after 10 years, we're stopping, see ya, and then we're gonna like merge and all that jazz with NUS and all that. So I was actually thinking about this, and I was asking how she felt, and she was telling me about the professors that all like just shell shocked, and even the students. And when I was thinking about this, is the idea that maybe that decision will always happen, right? But if the people, the professors, the lecturers, and the student cohorts, if they were never consulted or even had a voice to share how they could make it work, for example, right, then they really feel helpless. It's almost the point where, when we think about this, is that even in teams, right, sometimes as a leader, you need to decide for something that maybe 50% of people says no, 50% of people says yes. But sometimes the idea of asking the people and letting them have a voice to say that no, it shouldn't happen, or even yes, it should happen, and in the end deciding as the leader. At this point of time, the leadership is Yale-NUS leadership, or is Ministry of Education, or NUS themselves, because they had an agreement with Yale. So whatever their leadership is, if they were to consult the people and let them have that voice and that emotion to go through how they feel and share really how they feel about it, how affected they will be, and maybe even after sharing that, it's still gonna close. It might be a very different thing, right? Because one thing when we think about human beings is that we all want a voice. We have our feelings, we have our emotions, we have our right way of thinking about things, and we want to share that. And sometimes in team meetings, even for me, when they share it and they know that I've heard what they want and still go against what they want because for the greater good of the organization, most of the time they'll be okay with it. I'll say 99% of the time they know my heart, and they know that, hey, actually, it's okay. I will still support you. I don't know whether this will happen for Yale-NUS, but I know that the idea of letting the people have their voice is important, not only in a team, but also in this huge major thing like closing down a school after 10 years, right? Because for them, especially for those who have invested a lot of their life into it, right? It's almost their identity is fused with this idea of being from Yale-NUS. It's tough. It's very tough. I don't have the right answer, but I do feel that the right way of doing it is really consulting the people and asking them their views on it. And actually, I do see this in Ministry of Education. A lot of times when they roll out something, they'll have like, smaller groups, focus groups. How do you think about it? Get people involved and all that. Then make a decision. Actually, frankly, they probably already have made the decision, right? But they wanted the nuances that they don't see of how this could be done better, right? So maybe the 90% it's already fixed, but that 10% can change. And that 10% might mean a lot to the people whose lives are going to be affected. So if you're running a team, I just think about this, that people want to have a voice. And when you give them that voice, you give them that power to be heard, and let them understand that you feel fully about what they're going through. Then make that decision, right? So it's something that I think all of us can learn from this whole saga of the Yale-NUS. And hopefully something like this will never happen, right? Yeah, I really hope so. Right? For those who are in Yale-NUS, I feel you, and it's painful, but I know that based on humanity, the human race, we always prevail and we always come out stronger. So find that identity, a passion that you had that was connected to Yale-NUS, and find that and fan that somewhere in a way that is meaningful to you. So take care, guys. See you again.